Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. How's everybody out there doing? Welcome back or welcome to Engaging with Your Government. I'm your host, Stephen Connor. Before we get started, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share. Also, hit that post notification bell so you can get notified whenever I upload a video. Also, it's the summertime. It's getting hot. Make sure that you drink your agua, your water. Without further ado, let's get into today's video. So today we will be discussing the three branches of government. I will be telling you the executive branch, the legislative branch, and judicial branch. Because a lot of people, and I know this may seem obvious to some people, like for me, but it's a lot of people, you'll be surprised, who don't remember the three branches of government. And that is that's like an essential to know. And it's so important because that's who you vote for. You vote for an executive branch, you vote for your legislative branch, and you vote for your judicial branch. And not a lot of people know it. Not a lot of people know that. So we're going to start off with the executive branch. So the executive branch in the federal government is the president of the United States, the vice president, and his whole cabinet. On the state level, it's the governor, lieutenant governor if your state has one, in his cabinet. For the city level, it's the mayor in his cabinet. And if you do have a county level, your county executive and his cabinet. So that's who the executive branch is. It's basically they're the head of government. They're the head of government, and they do not pass laws, they do not create laws, but they sign stuff into law. Moving on, the next part is the legislative branch. And a lot of issues that people have with the legislative branch, people seem to think they have the beef with the executive branch. And that's not how it operates, because the executive branch cannot pass legislation. However, the legislative branches are the ones who pass and create legislation that then the president either vetoes or signs into law. So that is important to know, because I hear a lot of times people say, oh, the president didn't get this bill passed, the president didn't pass that bill. Well, the president can't pass bills because that's literally that's not his job. That's not the executive branch's job. It's the legislative branch's job. And the legislative branch on the federal government consists of the House of Representatives and the Senate. State assemblies, which is the state level, is the state House of Representatives, state Senate. Then your county level, if you do have one, is county council, and then city is city council. And then last but not least, you have your judges. Now on the Supreme Court, on the federal side, which is the federal level, you do not elect your Supreme Court justices. You do not. They are appointed by the President of the United States of America. Lifetime appointments usually. Some people stay till they die. And then, you have some people who do retire, but people do end up dying, and it ends up a lifetime appointment, the Supreme Court. However, on the state level and on the local level, you vote for your judges. And a lot of times people do not vote for their judges, especially on the local level. And then you have certain laws, certain things, certain rules in your city, and you're mad about it, and you're crying racism and all this stuff. And it's not that. It's just that you didn't vote, so the people went in. Like, no, the system is rigged because you're helping rig it, because people do not pay attention to the judges. And then it's so important, so crucial that people pay attention to the judge races, because a lot of times people don't pay attention, and then a select group of people vote, and then that's how they get in. So the judicial side of is your judges, is your Court of Common Pleas. That's the local county judge. That's the county. Then you got the state Supreme Court, which you can vote for. In my state of Ohio, I know we vote for, and I know the other states, yeah. And then you got the United States Supreme Court, which is the highest court of the land. And yes, states do have a Supreme Court. Yes, they do. They do have a Supreme Court. It's a state Supreme Court, and it's a federal Supreme Court. And you elect your state Supreme Courts, you do not elect your federal Supreme Court people. So those are the three branches of government. You have the executive branch, the legislative branch, and judicial branch. Once again, Executive branch, the president, the governor, the mayor, county executive, their cabinet. Legislative branch, House, Senate, State Assembly, State House, State Senate, City Council, County Council. Then you have your judicial branch, which is the Supreme Court for the federal level, state level, and then your Court of Common Pleas, Court of Appeals, all of that stuff on the local level. So those are your 3 branches of government. I hope this video was of some help to you. It's important that you vote for not just the executive branch. A lot of people just vote for the executive branch. If you vote for the legislative branch too, because how are you going to vote for somebody and then not vote for people to help them pass and create the legislation that they want to pass? That's how stuff doesn't get fulfilled. If I say I'm gonna make Chipotle free for everybody, and I'm a part of the water party, and then the Congress gets filled out by the soda party, of course I'm not gonna get done what I wanted to get done, because no one voted for the other people of water. They just voted for me, and then that's it. Then you don't go back in the midterms. This year is a midterm election. It's important that you vote in the midterm elections as well. Why? Because the legislative branch of the federal government is up for grabs. And that decides whether or not the president continues what they're doing or they don't continue what they're doing. And if, like I said before, if you support what the current administration is doing, make sure you get out and vote. And you vote for people who are aligned with the current administration. And if you don't like what the current administration is doing, then make sure you go out and vote for people who are not for the current administration, so you can get your voice heard. I'm so sorry about that. But so you can get your voice heard, because it is so important that we vote. It really is, y'all. But that's it for me. I hope everyone enjoys the rest of their day. All right, y'all. Steven Counter out. Peace.